Good evening. Welcome to yet another session. Okay, so it's Tuesday 9 p.m. So every Tuesdays at 9 p.m. we do have this AMA sessions. Okay, so we have turned 1 year. Today is the 52nd week. So today we are going to look at how Ayurveda looks at Rasayana. Okay, Rasayana is a very popular word, and people are looking forward to Rasayana because Rasayana is something which has been explained as age reversal, and let's see to what extent it can reverse your age. Now, let us slowly get into the topic of Rasayana. Okay, so Rasayana in Ayurveda. So what do we mean by Rasayana? That's something which we have to first see. Okay, so Rasayana. Rasayana is basically two words. Okay, one is Rasa and one is Ayana. I don't know how many of you have heard the word Ayana. Okay, Ayana means travel. If you look at the season right now, where the sun is traveling towards the north, is called Uttarayana. That Uttara means north, Ayana means a travel. So travel of the sun towards the north is Uttarayana, and when it comes to this side, Dakshinayana, it's called a travel towards the south. So everywhere, you see Ayana. Ramayana, for example, it is the travel of Rama. Okay, his story. Okay, so Ayana means travel. So Rasayana is basically the travel of Rasa. Okay, for you to understand it in a very simple way, I can tell you, you have got these 7 dhatus: Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Medha, Asti, Majja, Shukra. So Rasa is the essence or the nourishment. So the travel of Rasa, all the way from Rasa, Rakta, Mamsa, Medha, Asti, Majja, Shukra, is basically the travel of Rasa. That is also Rasayana. Okay, so Rasayana is actually a very simple word. So when this travel happens properly, the whole body gets well nourished. Okay, so the travel of Rasa all the way to all the part of the body is Rasayana. Okay, so it is explained really well in detail in the Rasayana chapter in Astanga Hridaya. Okay, so according to Ayurveda, Ashtanga Hridaya, if you have heard that word, Ashtanga Hridaya. Hridaya means the heart or the essence of Ashtanga, 8 limbs. Ayurveda, it is, super specialities. We call that the branches. We branch into 8. Kaya, Bala, Graha, Urdhvanga, Shalya, Damshtra, Jara, Vrishan. The Jara is basically known as Rasayana therapy. So this is one among the 8 limbs. Okay. Now, what do you mean by Rasa? Ayana, I said Ayana means travel. Okay. Just like I said, Ramayana means the travel of Rama, his life and his travel. Dakshinayana, Uttarayana is the travel of the sun towards the north. Uttarayana. Likewise, Rasayana is the travel of Rasa. Now, Ayana, what do you mean by Rasa? Rasa has got different meanings. Okay. The tastes are called Rasa. We have got Shad Rasas. The Dhatu, okay, especially the, the Rasa Dhatu. We have got the sub-7 Dhatu, Rasa, Rakta, Mam. So that Rasa Dhatu, or the nourishing tissue of the body, is also Rasa. Mercury is called Rasa. That's why we get the word Rasa Shastra. Okay, essence of something like Mamsa Rasa or Phala Rasa. Okay, Rasa is the essence. When you get the essence of a fruit, it's called Phala Rasa. Expressions, that means the essence of what a person feels when it comes on the face or any part of the body, that is also, expression is also called Rasa. And a lot of other things also. Okay, so Rasa has got different meanings, but in this context, it is basically the nourishment part of it. Now we will look at the different kinds of Rasayanas. Okay, so normally when we look as treatment, Rasayana is done at the last part of the treatment, because when we have got a lot of toxins in the system, and when we do Rasayana therapy, okay, Rasayana basically nourishes the body. So without removing the toxins or the wastes, if you do nourishment, even the toxins and the waste will get nourishment. So normally, after removing all the toxins and the waste, we start doing the Rasayana therapy. Okay, so that is basically the last part of the treatment. Now, lot of lehya and avaleha, Chavanaprasha. Okay, all these lehyas are basically called Rasayana because of the preparation. The preparation is called Rasayana. It is called so because it actually promotes the Rasadhatu and helps nourish the body. Okay, that's why they are also called Rasayana. Like you have got, as I said, you can see the examples are Brahma Rasayana, Narasimha Rasayana, Agastya Rasayana. Lot of Rasayanas are there which actually promote the health. Okay, now how do we basically apply all these Rasayanas? Okay, so there are different ways in which we apply Rasayana. Kuti Praveshika Rasayana is one way of applying Rasayana, where Kuti means a hut or an enclosed place. Okay, so the person is actually kept in an enclosed place and the Rasayana therapy is done for him. Okay, then there is called Vata Atapa. Vata Atapa means Vata means wind and Atapa is sun. That means he is living a normal life exposed to air and sunlight and going through the Rasayana therapy. Kuti Praveshika is something which is not very easy to do. Okay, but Vata Atapa is something which we do on a daily basis. Now, there's one other classification by the kinds of drugs we use. Okay, and for what we use. So there's something called Kamya Rasayana and Naimittika Rasayana and Ajashrika Rasayana are the three different kinds of Rasayanas. So when you look at Kamya Rasayana is you are doing it for attaining something, Kama, for getting something. So Prakamya, Pra means Praja Kamya, so for vitality and to get a good progeny, for actually getting a very good body on all those things, you are using Prakamya. And then Medho Kamya. Medha means your intellect. So this Rasayana is basically to increase your intellect. And Shri Kamya is basically for your complexion and your Aishwaryam and all those things we use. Shri Kamya Rasayana. Then Naimittika Rasayana is specific for diseases. For if somebody is not well, you use that specific Rasayana to cure that person. Okay, then Ajashrika Rasayana is something which you use food. That means that food which you consume on a daily basis actually promotes and nourishes your body. That also acts as Rasayana. There's one other classification which is very interesting. Okay, Dravya Rasayana is all those things which we have discussed in the previous slide. We use some medicines or something or some food or something where with Dravya. So this is something which some herbs or something that is called Dravya Rasayana, and there is also called Adravya Rasayana, where we don't use any herbs or anything, and this is one of the most important Rasayana, and this is called Achara Rasayana. Achara Rasayana is your habits, okay, and your lifestyle. If you are somebody who sleeps, your lifestyle is that you sleep really well, that actually promotes and nourishes your body. If you're somebody who does exercise moderately, that will actually help your nourish your body. If you take, in certain seasons, if you take bath in cold water, in certain seasons, if you take bath in hot water, okay, or if your thought process, if you are not thinking ill of anybody or you don't want to hurt anybody, that means your achara and your vichara, all those things actually promote and nourish your body. Okay, so this is basically about Rasayana, and this is a very, very interesting topic, and we apply Rasayana in a regular basis in our treatment procedures. Okay, so you may start asking your questions. So I see one question from Cynthia. Just diagnosed with gout, avoiding red meat, fish, seafood. Okay, what, I think you have almost given all those things that have to be avoided. See, gout is something, it is the body not being able to expel uric acid from the system. Okay, and uric acid is something which goes through the urine, and it is actually hot in nature, pitta vardhaka. So anything that can increase the heat of the body should be avoided. Okay, and anything that can cool the body down is also has to be given. So you can add, normally, we give kokilaksham kashayam. That's something which you can make a note of. Or we also give drakshadi kashayam added with, you can give chandraprabha gulika or anything that is diuretic also. Okay, so it what do you call, it can be punarnava also, or it can be gokshura also. Anything which is diuretic, even barley water is actually good. You can add all those things where the person passes a lot of urine. So the main combination, what we say, is non-veg and alcohol. Okay, those two in combination is something which is really bad for somebody who has got gout and who's got a tendency to get gout. Okay. What is the liver's role in the process of Rasayana? See, liver has a, one thing, a KMS, I don't know what your name is, but still, um, if there is one organ which works 24 hours, okay, relentlessly, that should be the liver. And that's why it's called the liver, because you are living, because you have got, this is the one that makes you live, the liver. Okay, the brain, to a certain extent, when you are sleeping, it goes to a sleeping mode. The heart, tuck tuck, it takes a rest. Tuck tuck, it takes a rest. So if you look at that, most of the organs take a little bit. Liver is something which cannot take rest, which works, okay, 24/7. So every metabolic activity which happens, the liver contributes towards it. So even though, it's not only about Rasayana, for every part, of digestion, the liver is responsible. And according to Ayurveda, liver is the sthana for Rakta Dhatu. Okay, the Dhatu which comes after Rasa. Okay, it is Yagrat Moolam Plihascha. It is the liver and the spleen that is the Moolam, or the root for the Rakta Bahasrodas, for the channels through which the blood flow. Okay, so when you look at Rasayana, the next Dhatu after Rasa is Rakta. So liver has got a very, very important role in Rasayana. Lenjita. Okay. See, chicken pox is something which is communicable, but it is not a very, very dangerous thing, even though it spreads a lot. It is something which self-contains itself, and it goes after about a week to 10 days. Okay, all of us know that. Okay, so only thing what we see normally is, these pustules and all those things come. You start with fever, and the moment these pustules start coming, the fever goes down. And that is not the time where it is actually infective. When these pustules start falling off, it starts becoming very, very infective. So normally what we do is, okay, the person gets a lot of heat in the body. The treatment, what we do is to only maintain the situation. You don't have to, it's just like a common cold. You don't have to cure it. It automatically self-sustains itself. Okay. You see, we give a lot of tender coconut water. We give a lot of water for that person, you're keeping the body extremely cool. There are things where, so that we don't see that the infection really spreads. We spread, okay, neem leaves on the bed where the person sleeps, so that it gets disinfected. And the moment after the things falls off, we rub the body with neem leaf and turmeric paste to disinfect the body, and pouring of water and all those things which is with neem leaves. But by and large, you don't have to cure chicken pox. It will automatically go. And once you have got chicken pox, really, what do you call it, severe chicken pox, then your chances of getting chicken pox severely is actually very low. It's not that you will not get it again, but once you get it very severe, then the chance of getting it very severe is actually low. Okay, so you don't have to worry too much about chicken pox. Manish. Your hair oils are great, makes hair smooth and special. Shootouts. Uh, Thanks a lot. If you look at that, this hair oil I have been manufacturing or making, sorry, rather, for the past 13, 14 years, and I've been making it exclusively for my family and a little of patients who wanted it. Since it started, giving good results, a lot of people forced me and asked me to make it so that all people can benefit. That's how I came up with the two oil thing, because I always believe that according to Ayurveda, you cannot handle anything without preparing. So the first oil is to prepare the scalp, and the second oil is basically to nourish. Okay, so you start using the two oil, it will definitely start giving you good results. But you should use it the way it has been told. Okay, thanks for that feedback, Manish. Okay, Soundarya. What's the difference between parboil and raw rice? It is, see, one is better or the other one, it doesn't matter. It's again by habit. Some people are used to taking parboiled rice, some people are used to taking raw rice. Okay, parboiled rice is, even when the rice is still in the paddy. Okay, we call that nella in Tamil or in Malayalam. Okay, you boil the paddy. Okay, and then you cook it. After that only you dehusk it. That is basically parboiled rice. So what happens with parboiled rice is, it is cooked once. So once, see, Ayurveda believes in this way, once cooked is easily cookable. So parboiled rice is actually easily cooked when consumed, when compared to a raw rice. Okay, people who eat parboiled rice say that, oh, after 2 hours I really feel hungry. So, and again, it's not about which is better or which. See, if you're used to having parboiled rice, you can have parboiled rice. If you're used to having raw rice, you can have raw rice. But I would always say the best way to cook rice is to cook with excess of water, strain the water out, and then have the rice, which is actually better for the tummy. But normally, what people do is they cook in rice cooker where the rice actually gets back into the rice and it becomes heavy for digestion. Can puffed rice be eaten as a replacement of rice with pulses and veggies? Soundarya, I don't totally agree to that, because puffed paddy, okay, or puri, okay, puri is something which increases the vata a bit too much. Okay, I would not, I would not advise you to have it instead of rice. Okay, I would say it's always good for you to have rice. And if you want to make the meal lighter, I would say have the amount of food you eat, reduce the amount of food you eat, rather than trying to go for things which will increase your vata too much. And if you sleep with it, probably your sleep might not be very good. Okay, because puff rice will not give you good sleep. It bloats you up. Okay, and moreover, there's always a chance of you getting dehydrated, because once it goes inside, it swells and sucks a lot of water from your system. Okay, so I would not advise you to substitute your rice with puri or malar, whatever you may call. Okay. Neem and turmeric paste is just, you take neem leaves, add a little bit of turmeric, grind it, make it a paste, and apply Ranjita. That's all you have to do. And that normally we do it once the pustules start falling off. Okay, that is to basically disinfect the body. I don't want the person to pluck these things, the boils, but that might leave a deep mark. You wait for it to fall off, and the moment it's falling off, and even the day where the person, normally when the person's got chicken pox, he or she, we don't let them take a shower. It is after the things fall off, we give them a good rub with the leaf and turmeric. Okay, it's very easy. You have to just grind the leaf and turmeric together. Are the oils made with the decoction method? Manish, the oils are made the traditional way with the decoction method. Okay, but if you look at the you know what, lot of, which we look at, lot of oils which are available in the market, they are used, they are made by the infusion method, which in my opinion I have not found it very effective. This Ayurveda hair oils, we have used the traditional method where we make a kashaya and we add oil into it, and we also add the powders as kalka, so that we can look at the paka and try to find out at what paka we have to take this. Okay, so this, all these oils have been taken at the khara paka, or the paka which has been prescribed for the oils to be used for external application. Okay, but when you are infusing into just coconut oil, the paka doesn't come out well at all, but there is only one paka, and that is mrudu paka, that is a soft paka, which in my opinion is not the right paka for external applications. Okay, but we use it the traditional method. Okay, the same question. Decoction, it's not infused. Is there any way to reduce itching for chickenpox, and any diet recommendations? Okay, yes, you can reduce the itching. Only thing is that, see, we normally see that if you have got the bed, we recommend people to spread neem leaves on the bed and ask them to sleep on it. This actually helps. And one other thing we do is we take what do you call fresh twigs, okay, of neem, and burn them. Dry one just burns. So when you take the fresh twigs, it smokes, so that smoke is actually good. You have to smoke the entire, I would say, the entire house. Okay, especially the room in which the patient is sleeping, you have to smoke the room. So application of neem paste itself will help the person. There'll be a lot of reduction in the itching, but I'm telling you, itching is definitely going to be there. I would say, the appetite of the person might not be very good. Giving lots and lots of tender coconut is very, very important. Plus, you cook rice, strain the water, we call that kanji. You can give the person kanji with little bit of salt. Okay, predominantly everything cooked is always good. Okay, rather than giving, fruit juices and all, people do give, but I would advise, not very good. You can resort to coconut water and kanji. Kanji with a little bit of rice also is fine. Okay, anyway, he might not feel too much of hunger. He should pass a lot of water as urine. That will help the thing recover faster. Okay, so I think somebody in your family, Lenjita, has got chicken pox right now. Um, okay, why is fermented food not recommended as much? If cooking or any other samskara makes it easier for the system, then it is fermentation not a sanskara. See, fermentation is definitely a sanskara. Okay, I agree to that, Saundarya. But if you look at fermentation, fermentation is basically where alcohol gets generated. Okay, when alcohol gets generated, it's extremely pitta vardhaka. It increases the pitta, it increases the heat of the body beyond a certain limit. Okay, especially with alcohols. Same thing happens when you look at curd. Curd is also fermented. The problem with curd is alcohol is actually light and easy to digest, but curd is heavy and fermented. It's actually not the right combination. Same thing happens with idli and dosa also. Okay, it is fermented, but it is also guru. Okay, so it will block all the channels in the body, and as it goes inside also, it keeps on swelling. Okay, so fermented food is actually not a good option as far as Ayurveda goes. Okay, it's called pishtannam. Okay, ground ones. Okay, those are actually not good for regular consumption. Okay, so as I said, fermented food, it is more of pitta vardhaka, which is not very good. Okay, that is why, if you look at Ayurveda, we don't recommend you having lemon juice with honey and hot water in the morning. First thing is that, honey is not supposed to be heated or mixed with something which is very hot. Here, lemon juice, is citric acid. It is acidic, and I don't think it is very good for anyone to have it on empty stomach. So if you are so fond of having it once in a while, you can have it on top of meal or your meal, but not on empty stomach. Okay. Hope that is clear, Soundarya. Yeah, Linjit, I thought okay, one of your friend has got chicken pox. Okay, so tell them not to take a shower. Okay, tell them to do everything that will cool the system down. And now you know what people do is people put switch the AC on. You know, before I remember our elders used to keep on fanning us to actually keep us cool. But now people switch on the AC, so it's actually cold. But I would say indulging in all activities where the body gets slightly cooler would be the best choice. Okay, and don't worry, just a matter of 1 week, it's gone. Okay, so any other question? Okay. Nice. Okay, so if one other thing about Rasayana, okay, if you look at Rasayana from the Ayurvedic perspective, there are something called Nitya Rasayanas where you can have it on a regular basis. Okay, in that ghee is one such thing which you can have on a regular basis. It is an amazing Rasayana. Likewise, milk is something which is an amazing Rasayana. The reason why milk is considered to be a very good, I don't want to use the word superfood, but yeah, why a superfood is because that is the only substance, milk, okay, is the only substance which has been mentioned that which can satisfy your thirst and hunger at the same time. So we consider milk to be superior than all other drinks or eatables. You look at a child, a baby. When it is hungry, it drinks milk. When it is thirsty, it drinks milk. Milk is also hridyam. Also, you feel good after you drink because it can also pacify a lot of emotions. That's why milk. So milk is an amazing rasayana dravya. Okay. Likewise, ghee also is a very good rasayana dravya, which if you are somebody who is consuming milk and milk products, I would say it is good for you to have milk and ghee on a regular basis. Find the right source and have milk. Milk is actually good. Probably the milk which you get in the market might not be good because of the source, but we can't blame milk as such. Okay, probably the source might not be good, but if you can source the right milk, where the cow is also happy giving out the milk, not cows which are stressed or tortured, that milk will actually help you in leaps and bounds. Okay, so with that we can come to an end of this session. Next week we can probably come up with some other topic. Okay, so thanks a lot. Good night. Okay. What question is that? Apart from food and specific treatments, what other practices are considered as part of Rasayana? I just said, there's something called Adravya Rasayana. That means we don't use anything at all. No food, no medicines, no treatments. And that is called Achara Rasayana. Okay. Achara Rasayana. Chara is what? Chara is move or walk. That means in your walk of life. Okay. Achara, whatever you follow while you are walking. That means how humble you are. Okay. How empathetic you are. Okay. How joyful you are. How ready you are to share with people things. All those come under Achara. Okay. Whatever you follow on a day-to-day basis, in the sense when do you go to bed, what time do you get up, how do you take a bath, whether you apply all, lot of things where we don't use dravya at all. Okay, understood that, Spaggy? That also comes under Rasayana, and that is called Achara Rasayana, which everybody has to follow, and that, in my opinion, is a superior kind of Rasayana, which will help you, especially for people who are on the spiritual path. Achara Rasayana is very, very important. Soundarya, appam made with rice seems better than fermented batter with pulses. I missed that. Pishtannam is actually, yeah, it's ground, you know, grains, especially like idli, dosa, and all those things which are fermented. Those might not be very good. Though they, in according to Ayurveda, in bad foods, they top bad foods. Pishtannam. Okay, so I see if you look at appam also is left overnight for people sometimes for to ferment. I would say whatever you make then and there, like it can be poha, it can be upma, it can be khichdi or pongal, it can be putta. Okay, it can be idiyappam, what it can be roti. Whatever you make then and there, in my opinion, would be a better choice rather than using ground and fermented batter. That's what I meant, Soundarya. Yes, Chyawanprash is actually a thing which you can take on a daily basis. Even it is also good for children also. So it all depends upon, if you look at the word Chyawanprash, okay. This is a very interesting thing. Thanks for the question, Ranjita. Okay. You would have heard the word Annaprasha. Annaprasha is basically what? Prasha is food. Okay. Annaprasha is the first time a child actually consumes worldly food. Okay. The moment the child consumes worldly food, the divinity of the child is lost. Okay. We say, the child, a baby is Bhagwan ka Surup, is a form of God. It is a form of God only until and unless that child is breastfeeding. Okay. The moment the child starts eating, which is made from the Pancha Mahabhutas, gone. Okay. We call that the child is becomes part of the earth. That is why in Kerala, most temples, I would say all temples, don't allow babies who have not gone through their Annaprashna. They are not permitted to enter the temple, the Sanctum Sanctorum. Child before they have had their first feed. You know why? They need not go there because they are God themselves. The moment they have their food, they have become human. From there onwards, you can take them into temples. Okay. So prasha actually means food. So when you look at Chavanaprasha, okay, Chavanaprasha, how do people take 1 teaspoon of Chavanaprasha after breakfast and they have milk, all those things, and they say it's good. I don't say it is bad, but if you look at the right way of having Chavanaprasha, prasha is food. And in those days, people used to have food only twice. Okay. So if you can consume Chavanaprasha as your food, that means might be about 100 to 200 grams. If you can digest it, if you can take 100 grams of Chavanaprasha in the morning and not have anything else, then that will make a huge difference to your body, Lanjita. Okay. But having it regularly, little by little, I would say it's also good. But the right way of having it, Chavanaprasha was actually created for Chavana Muni. Okay, that's why it got the name Chavanaprasha. Okay, it was designed for him, and he had that as food. Okay, not as medicine. Okay, but it is good for you to have on a regular basis. It gives you, I don't say about immunity and all those things. It gives you a lot of strength, and it nourishes all your body. Okay, because the main ingredient inside it is amla. Okay, it's very good. A2 milk better, Jayanti. Yes, I see any milk which is organic. I would say if you can get milk from Desi cow, that would be the best thing. Okay, rather than the other so-called Jersey and all those things. I would, if you can get Desi cow milk or what do you call native cows milk, I think that would be the best choice. Can Dhanvantaram Thailam be used for Abhyanga and also for the minimum time before? Yes, Prajay. Dhanvantaram Thailam is a general oil which can be used by almost if you have got no issues. Okay, It's an oil which can be used on a regular basis. Apply on the body. Wait for Abhyangam Ajaret Nityam. Okay, technically speaking, Ashtanga they says that you have to do oil application on the body daily. I would say at least twice or thrice a week. Apply it, wait for about 40-45 minutes, and take a shower in warm water. Prajay, okay. So 45 minutes would be a decent time, and take a shower in warm water. If you can do it every day, the best, or use it at least couple of times a week. So many Ayurveda centers in South India serve idli dosas. Why, if not good? That is something which, Shweta, it's a good question. I think that is something which you have to ask them directly. Next time when somebody serves you idli, you should ask them, why are you serving me idli? Okay, when it is not good. I would not recommend people to have idli or dosas. See, once in a while you can have it, it's fine. Especially when you are in a treatment center and undergoing treatment, I don't think it is actually a very good choice. Okay. If you look in our hospital, we normally give them only wheat dosa, which is made then and there. We don't give the other dosas. Okay. So thanks a lot. I will see you next week with some other topic. Dhanvantaram Thailam we left overnight. I don't advise you to leave it overnight. Okay, if not prescribed by a doctor. Okay, otherwise, neither on the head or on the body, I don't want you to leave it, and I don't want you to apply oil in the evening and just leave it like that. It's always good for you to at least wipe it. Wipe it with a clean cloth so that probably a little bit of oil stays there. And even if you're applying on the head also, I want you to really wipe it before you go to bed, because that presence of that oil can actually, especially on the head, can lead to congestion in the morning. Because even if it is summer or winter or any season, nights are cooler than the day. Okay, so if you leave oil overnight on the head, so we don't recommend that too much. There's always a chance of you catching a cold. Okay, so always do apply oil in the morning, finish it off, done. Okay, then, thanks a lot. Oh, okay, questions are keeping on coming. Is it okay to have soaked green gram daily? What can we do to make it? See, green gram itself is laghu, or it is easily digestible. Okay, you can soak it. I don't want you to soak and sprout is something which I don't recommend, because it can increase your gastric issues a little bit too much. So I would say you can cook the green gram and you can have it. Okay, the moment you cook, green gram is anyway light to digest. The moment you cook it, it becomes even lighter. You can definitely have it on a regular basis. That is something which has been recommended and advised to be had on a daily basis. So no problem, Prajay. Okay, Jayanti. Okay, you actually rub it under your feet. Okay, that is actually okay, but don't overdo it. And after you are done, I would say if you can just wipe it a little bit, it's fine. Okay. Okay, then, good night. See you next week with another topic. Okay. Namaste.